The whole earth had one language and the same words. Migrating from the east, men came upon a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. They said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them in the fire." The bricks served them as stone and bitumen as mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top reaches the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, so that we may not be scattered over the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which men were building. The Lord said, "Behold, they are one people and have all one language. This is the beginning of their work, and now nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so that they will not understand one another's speech." The Lord scattered them from there over the whole earth, and they stopped building the city. For this reason, it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole earth, and from there the Lord scattered them over the whole earth. This is the lineage of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he fathered Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. Shem lived 500 years after fathering Arpachshad and had sons and daughters. Arpachshad was 35 years old when he fathered Shelah. Arpachshad lived 430 years after fathering Shelah and had sons and daughters. Shelah was 30 years old when he fathered Eber. Shelah lived 403 years after fathering Eber and had sons and daughters. Eber was 34 years old when he fathered Peleg. Eber lived 430 years after fathering Peleg and had sons and daughters. Peleg was 30 years old when he fathered Reu. Peleg lived 209 years after fathering Reu and had sons and daughters. Reu was 32 years old when he fathered Serug. Reu lived 207 years after fathering Serug and had sons and daughters. Serug was 30 years old when he fathered Nahor. Serug lived 200 years after fathering Nahor and had sons and daughters. Nahor was 29 years old when he fathered Terah. Nahor lived 119 years after fathering Terah and had sons and daughters. Terah was 70 years old when he fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran. This is the posterity of Terah. Terah fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran fathered Lot. Haran died in the presence of his father Terah in his native land, in Ur of the Chaldeans. Abram and Nahor took wives. Abram's wife was named Sarai, and Nahor's wife was named Milcah, the daughter of Haran, who was the father of Milcah and Iscah. Sarai was barren. She had no children. Then Terah took Abram, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, Abram's wife, and they set out together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to the land of Canaan. They came to Haran and settled there. The days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran.